kind of a pretty hefty Trader Joe's haul today. And it's not actually everything. So I'm headed out of town for a couple of weeks for work. So you're going to see a combination of things that I'm going to take with me to work, plus a couple of new items, plus several things for my husband to have over the next couple of weeks so he doesn't starve. So we'll start on this end of the table. So I've got pop-up sponges. We are going on a cruise this year, and somebody had talked about taking pop-up sponges with them, because then you can just toss it once you get, it's easy to pack when you're leaving, and then you can throw it out when you leave. So that's what that is. Last week I tried this, the mouthwash, the Tea Tree Oil Cool Mint mouthwash. Really liked it. So I got some to take out of town with me. I'm always trying new. We don't have a dishwasher here, so everything is washed by hand. So this is a liquid dish soap that we thought we'd try. I happen to like Method is my favorite, but we'll see how this works. We've been getting the low-calorie lemonade that has like next to no sugar. We've been using it with iced tea and making our own Arnold Palmer's. I like things that are low sugar. My husband doesn't really care, so since I'm going to be out of town, he gets the full sugar version. Some everyday staples, just some caponelli pasta. It's always good when you just want to make spaghetti on a whim. And we really like the roasted garlic marinara. I do tweak with it a little bit, but not much, but it's pretty tasty. And this is, I hadn't seen this there before. It looks like a capatelli, I don't know, pasta that I like. It's really good with pestos, so that's the reason why I picked up that. I got a couple things of dill pickles. There should be two. I don't know where the other one is. I got one to take with me and one for my husband. We like the Trader Joe's pickles. We go through them a lot. Number of tamales, the sweet corn tamales, a couple of those. The chicken and cheese tamales, and then we've not tried the beef tamales yet. So we'd like to just to have these. It's great for just if you want a quick evening dinner and you don't want to cook. Guilty pleasure here. Honey butter potato chips. If you're on the fence about them, I actually got one for me and one for my husband to keep. I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you were to do a blind taste test, you would not know. Honey butter is not the flavor that would have come to mind. It just isn't. But we really like these. Finally, at our Trader Joe's, we have churro bites. Now, here's your thing. We've never tried these before. We have heard lots of great things about them. I've been waiting patiently for them to show up in the store. And funny, we bought 3 bags with them, thinking that we were going to like them. One of them is for me to take while I'm gone. The Chinese pork buns, these are really great. If you put them in a steamer, you can, 1 or 2 is very filling in my mind. They don't take long, so they're nice to have around. They're pretty tasty. I actually have 2 of them. One of them we're going to have tonight for dinner. I'm going to make a mishmash of stuff. I've heard lots of people talking about the vegetable fried rice. Tonight we're having pretty much Trader Joe's for dinner. I got the Kung Pao tempura cauliflower last week, and my husband's like, well, aren't we gonna have rice? So I picked up some of this just to try because people talked about it. So we'll have that. We're gonna have some of these Chinese buns tonight as well. We're gonna have the pork shumai. I have chicken shumai at home, but I don't think my husband liked that one, so we're gonna have the pork shumai as well tonight for dinner. Going out of town, so I have to have my mangoes. I really like this. They are chewy and soft and wonderful, and it's just mango. They're unsweetened and unsulfured, but you do not need sweetener. They're that good. So we're in the frozen aisle, and last week we tried the macaroons on somebody's suggestion, and we'll agree, we opened it and ate half a box right away. And as we were sitting there looking at it, we noticed that they had the chocolate and vanilla macaroons as well. And I'm not a huge chocolate fan, but I said I might like to try one, and realized that the variety pack doesn't have it, and so I kind of looked and like, well, I guess we're getting one of each, and I started really laughing pretty hard, and other customers were kind of staring at me, not understanding my joke. A couple of things my husband has for himself for this week while I'm gone as well, these 2 weeks, is a shrimp and cheese stuffed shells, reduced guilt. I don't know if he's had that before. This one he's had quite a bit. It's the farfalle with 4 cheeses and spinach. My zucchini fries that I like. Don't know why I got that. I'm not going to be here, but like to have them in the house. My husband has cheesy poofs for while I'm away. Lots of snacks food for him while I'm gone. He likes the dried bananas as his, the dried baby bananas, so he's been eating those and enjoying them, just dried bananas. Guilty pleasure that I like as well, they're not actually a guilty pleasure, they're actually a very healthy treasure, is the Just Beets. They're dehydrated beets. An entire package has 0.5 grams of fat in it and only 140 calories. It's wonderful. Somebody in the store was actually looking at these. I said, really, they're good. They're sweet and crunchy. It's a nice mix. That's for me to take with me on my trip. Then we have, these are really good, these Moki rice nuggets. They're very crunchy. We already had one for my husband to keep here, and then I'm going to take one with me. He likes these Chomps beef sticks. I'm not as crazy about them. They're just a little too peppery for me. If you've not tried an RX bar are basically... they tell you exactly what's inside there, and then no BS, which we won't tell you what that stands for. You can think about it yourself. So this is a blueberry. We got a couple of blueberries. I got blueberry to take with me. My husband likes the peanut butter one, and then the mixed berry ones. If you're at Target, they actually have the kid size ones, which are, the bars are slightly smaller, and they have a berry one that I really like. So that's another thing. Parmesan shredded cheese. I usually get fresh Parmesan and shred it myself, but this has been a nice thing just to have in the oven the refrigerator for just in case ties. It's worked out really well. And then I decided to try the blend as well, which is Parmesan, Asiago, Fontina, and mild provolone. So we'll give that a try. Fresh mozzarella sticks. Cannot say enough about these. They're just really tasty. And we like to wrap them in the mozzarella. 2 packages to about one of these works really well. You'll notice that at Trader Joe's they actually sell salami wrapped cheese, and it's really kind of expensive. This is half the cost per serving than those ones, so why not make your own? The next several items are going to be my husband's snack things for while I'm away. He's really big in these, the peanut butter covered, or the milk chocolate covered peanut butter pretzels. I found them to be very chocolatey and less peanut buttery, so I was real thrilled about them. This one, actually, we both enjoyed this one. The Peanuts Go on a Date bar. I would call this, they're really soft and gooey. It's not a hard bar. It's taffy-ish in some ways, but not. But it really tastes like date peanut butter is how I would call it. They're very good. And they really have next to nothing in them at all. There's 5 ingredients and that's it. His blueberry walks into the bar. He likes those. We got a couple of those. He also likes the nutty, chewy granola bars, peanut butter. And when it's interesting that he picked up another box of these, because when we first got them, he acted like, this isn't right. And now he really likes them. They're the cookie butter sandwich cookies. It's basically butter cookies with the cookie butter in the inside. We're gonna have salmon Caesar salad tomorrow. I like the salmon. It's as good as the salmon that I get in my meat market at my fishmonger. So, and slightly cheaper, and it's good. I can't tell a real difference when it's cooked. I also got a bunch of bottled water, the big Artisan bottled water. I got 4 of these to take with me on my trip. I like to have bottled water when I travel, and luckily where I'm going I'll be able to drive, but so I have that. So no trip to Trader Joe's would can be complete without a trip to the wine store as well. It's actually a separate store for us, so it is a special trip. It's pretty light this week because I'm not going to be around, but I did want to take some things with me. These little cans are wonderful. This is Australian. This is the red wine blend. I got 3 of those. I really like those. And then the Chardonnay as well. It's nice when you don't want to have to open a whole bottle. That's not usually an issue at my house, but even still, sometimes you just want a couple glasses and that's it. So these are wonderful for that. This was something interesting that I just wanted to try. It's pomegranate spiked seltzer water with natural flavors. They had it in 2 flavors, pomegranate and Meyer lemon. It talked about on the sign that it was for those people who are gluten-free, they can't have ciders and beer, that this is a gluten-free option. It gives you that kind of sizzliness. It doesn't have it's only 5% alcohol, so it doesn't have a high alcohol content as compared to this has 13%. So I thought, well, what the heck, serve it over ice. It might be good as something refreshing one night. This, I saw somebody did a Trader Joe wine review, and this is one of the wines that they tasted and recommended. Now the problem is that I didn't pay close enough attention. I remembered the picture of the silhouette of the woman, but I didn't, and I knew it was a red, but I'm not sure which one. So they had a Cab Sauvignon, and then they also had a red blend. So I'm not sure which one they were talking about, but either way, I think this was $9.99. So yeah, that's this haul for the next couple of weeks.